Gentlemen, kings and queens, welcome back to another reaction video. Today we're reacting to, with your host, Ordinary Guy, Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. Now, we just had the remake to Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core with Zack and his story before giving his famous sword, the Buster Sword, I think it's called, to Cloud. And then think this Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis is the story of young hero Sephiroth, which is very interesting. 'Cause I know Sephiroth to be a villain, so it looks like he was a hero when he was younger. I don't know what happened, but we get to experience both the classic and new stories of Final Fantasy VII universe. And this will be available on iOS and Android in September 7th, which is literally tomorrow. So does this mean this is free? If it is, I'm on it. And I don't normally play phone games. It's just not what I do. I just play console games. So it's just very interesting. The only game I play on my phone is chess. That's it. So I don't play actual phone games. So hey, this might be a phone game I might be interested in playing. So let's just dive on in and see what this is all about. For iOS and Android,
星の命
the life stream
ライフ
of
スト
the
リーム
planet.
あらゆる記憶知識
Knowledge and emotion.
感情を乗せ
Oh, the feather.
巡り巡
Oh,
る
from birds. Okay.
時に交
Oh,
わり
as they come together.
時に離れ見たことのない物語を
Story has a different
映
shape. So
し
this
出
is
す
Sephiroth.
そ
Oh,
れ
he had a regular sword at first.
星が宿すもう一
Or is his
つ
sword
の
still
可
long?
能性
Oh, so he had a regular sword. Yo, this look kind of fire. Why is this a phone game? Is it gonna be a good phone game? Ew, this is what it is? Wait, what is this? Huh. Did not expect this after seeing that amazing cutscene just now. I guess it makes sense if it's a phone game. You would have this type of graphics, but I guess I'll try it out. See if it's good. He must be an anti-soldier. Zack. Hellfire. Oh wait a minute. Is it both? Is it both the classic and new story? It's like it's cool. But then there's also moments where it looks like that. So I'm very confused. I guess you can play both if you want to play classic or the new. Or it's a gameplay that's fresh in me. I have no idea. Look at the engine. Oh.
あの人たちは優しくて
Wow, that's Sephiroth. He looks so innocent.
そのせいで死
The
ぬ
eyes still semi
決めろ
though.
生き延びてほしいのは誰だ
Wow.
さあ新たな物語を始めようかクラウ
That's
ド
very interesting. Wow. Comes out tomorrow. What do you guys think about that? I think it's cool. I think it's cool. I'm still curious to see what exactly it is. It's like you're seeing the classic graphics, but then you're also seeing like I guess modern graphics. Like this beginning part right here, I'm thinking, oh, we about to get a good game. You know, but to be on the phone, that might be a little interesting. You know, so that's very I need to see maybe one of those reading hands-on. Let's do the hands-on. Let's see.
When Square Enix originally announced Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, I thought that creating a streamlined experience of the Final Fantasy VII compilation seemed like a great idea. The main question that came to my mind, however, was how a game like that was going to work. Over the course of each Final Fantasy VII project, there have been different gameplay elements and genres, like Final Fantasy VII being the turn-based JRPG, while Dirge of Cerberus is a third-person shooter. And then there's Advent Children, which is a full-fledged
That was the
movie,
best movie.
leaving me to wonder how that was going to translate. Unfortunately, after spending a significant amount of time with Ever Crisis during its recent closed beta test, these questions still float in my mind unresolved.
Really?
Final
Really?
Fantasy VII Ever Crisis is shaping up to be a well-designed gacha game, but I'm having trouble reconciling that with the attractive original pitch that was shared when it was first announced.
Hands-on preview.
I got to play the beginning segments of Final Fantasy VII, Crisis Core, and the new story, The First Soldier, with several different levels that make up a single chapter. Each one can consist of combat and a small bit of exploration, but some only have cutscenes continuing the story. After getting a chance to ask the development team whether or not the entire Final Fantasy VII compilation was going to be covered, the response was that they couldn't share any additional details on other works and as to whether or not they were being included. The most noteworthy thing to bring up for Final Fantasy VII fans is the third narrative that was part of this beta, The First Soldier. This is the campaign that's teasing the inclusion of a young Sephiroth. Outside of the opening cinematic, my time playing through the first 2 chapters left me empty-handed. The main cast
Really?
includes 3 Shinra soldiers, Glenn, Lucia, and Matt, who all crash land in a remote area. The 3 protagonists are part of the Soldier Project Project Zero, which was a main lore point from the original First Soldier game that now shut down Battle Royale. Why Square decided
What
to
the
name
random
another story
monster?
the same thing remains to be seen. Combat is a combination of the original Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's turn-based, but both your team and the enemies will auto-attack over time. There's also an ATB bar, where your abilities and skills require a certain number of segments to use. Additionally, there is an auto-battle button that allowed me to step away while I was grinding for materials and other items. It's a relatively straightforward system, but the new sigil and shift mechanics add a new layer of strategy to building your party and approaching each battle. Some
So I guess
encounters
it's
include
both.
enemies that prepare a devastating attack while the fight continues on. Certain skills will have a sigil marked on its select tile, and after using it enough and marking the sigil to 0,
Interrupt.
the enemy will be staggered, giving the party time for an
Staggered.
all-out assault. The shift system is simple, but can be crucial to your success in battle. By being in the attack shift, you will deal more damage, and more sigils added to an attack,
Yes,
while
alright.
defense
Yep, there
shift,
you
you
go.
deal less damage, but you take less and healing is more effective. There were definitely times where I was saved from death after switching to defense when I didn't have enough time to heal my party. It is also satisfying to unleash all my limit breaks at once while I'm in attack mode. Rummaging through the menus can prove tiresome because just about every single thing you want to do will take you to another screen to do it. Whether it was my weapons or materia, I had to go to separate areas to do
It's
it,
still crazy
and there were
this is
no
a phone
shortcuts.
game.
If I was customizing
What?
my party and switching things around,
I need to
there was
try it
no
out, though.
upgrade button from that screen. I had to go back to the main menu and choose the enhanced screen from there, which took several extra steps for something that should be readily available. This never failed to be frustrating. Weapons are unlocked through Ever Crisis's draw system. By using tickets that can be earned through gameplay, I was able to pull a wide variety, including the special weapon that was being promoted. Even though weapons will have different strengths and weaknesses when it comes to their stats, it is really the ability that determined whether or not I would equip it to a party member. For example, Cloud's iconic Buster Sword had Braver as its ability. Aerith, on the other hand, had a staff with a Curaga burst. And what made me want to prioritize that ability over a Curaga spell from Materia is that not only does it heal my whole party, it went off instantly instead of preparing the cast like other powerful spells would. Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis so far checks all the boxes you would expect from a premium gacha game, but there are definitely some updates that could make the menu interface go a lot smoother. The lack of controller support also feels like a major misstep. If a high quality and high budget gacha mobile game is what you're looking for, then I think you will enjoy your time with it. I had fun myself despite the significant interface issues.
I mean, this is a
However,
mobile
if you were
game, so
hoping that Ever
very
Crisis
interesting.
would be the game to help give you a quicker overview of the Final Fantasy VII series, I suggest looking elsewhere. For more
They got
hands-on
20 minutes of
impressions
story
of upcoming
gameplay,
games,
wow.
check out our
I would
hands-on
definitely check that out.
previews of Armored Core 6 and Hawk. And for everything else in the world of gaming, stick with
All right, so it actually like answered my questions. It looks like it's a combination of both the new and the old, and and it's coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow, that's interesting. Well, this time of this recording of this video is coming out tomorrow, so it's very interesting. But let's see. But thank you guys for your support. Thank you for watching. Tell me what you think in the comments about this. Is this even free? I hope so. But don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much for tuning in. This was Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, you know? And I'll see you guys in a new one. The next video, technically. Not the new. Next video. Deuces.